everyone, welcome back to JP's Budget Collecting. After a week and a half hiatus, I believe this has been my longest stretch without a video on my channel since I started, because it was previous Sunday is the last time I put anything out. I appreciate your guys' patience. I needed a little bit of a break. I'd actually considered stretching this break till the weekend because work has been crazy this week. But Kavi, Comic Books NYC, just did his C2E2 recap, and I said I didn't want to wait. I wanted to get my full, show off everything I got. So do this real quick. I'm going to try to keep this fairly short. Kavi was in early, PitCon 74. Yes, looking forward to that. Unruly Simeon, what's going on, my friend? Perry Comics is lurking as always. Disco is in the house. Warlord, what's going on? Let's see. No one calls him Jason. That's not true. There are people that call me Jason, just not in this community. So you're not my mother. So so yeah. Ben Compton, what's going on? Let's see. Comic Jabroni, thank you for joining us. What's going on, my friend? Appreciate you guys all hopping on here for just a few minutes. I'm going to keep this fairly short. I want to talk about the con a little bit, and then I'm going to show my books. Yeah, my sister does as well. Yes, she calls me Jason. So family does, but well, if she's not calling me something else for when I'm messing with her. So few minutes. Hey, for me, it's going to be a few minutes. Anything under 2 hours is short for me. So basically, I got to go to C2E2 this past weekend. As you guys all know, I got to hang out with a bunch of fantastic people from the comic community. I did pick up a few things. I'm going to show those off. I'm going to tell a couple of stories. And then I'm going to get out of here. And yeah, yours was supposed to be short too, and it was 75 minutes. So, so C2E2 is a con that I will probably go to most years. I have family that lives there. My sister lives up there. And so it's kind of a convenient one to go other than my Planet Con. I have free housing when I'm staying with my sister, but she lives out in the burbs. So so I was planning to go, and then the whole bunch of the community was. So I ended up hooking up with the C2E2 crew, with Bear Island and Comic Books NYC and D-Runk and Comic Cat 84. And kind of we made an event out of it. Plus, we met a whole bunch of other people. C. Wood, I got to meet for the first time, which was kind of funny. I was standing in line for a signature from Jenny Frison, and I hear this voice behind me, and I'm like, I know that voice. And I turn around, and it's C. Wood. And so, which was kind of a fun thing to meet him. I turn around, I go, I know that voice. And he's like, I know that voice. So that was kind of a fun way to meet him, because we hadn't actually started looking for each other yet at that point. And then I got to meet Comic Man Andy, and the beard is just as impressive in person, if not more so than it is on YouTube. I got to meet Los, and I got Issues, and Metaphorical, and Geek Aficionado, and a whole bunch of people, and it was just an amazing time. I missed Barbarian Kung Fu, which is a disappointment for me. Samuel David, what's going on, my man? Cameron D, thank you for joining us. So yeah, I was definitely Geek he was definitely clutch. He joined us for breakfast one morning, on Saturday morning. So, but because I have family, I also have a little bit of family, not really obligations. It's just I don't get to see my niece and nephew very often. A few times a year is it. So I wanted to spend some time with them. My nephew wanted to go to the con. So that kind of limited a little bit of my activity. So but it was a good time. I spent Sunday. I didn't go to the con. I hung out with my niece and nephew because they're still at the age where when Uncle Jason walks in the door, they're like, "Yay!" and they want to play and they want to see me and talk to me and play. And so I'm going to take advantage of that because in a few years I'm going to walk in the door and they're going to be like, "Oh, hey, Uncle Jason, what's going on?" If I get that, I might just get a nod. So while they're still little and want to play, I am going to spend as much time with them as I can, but I also got to spend a bunch of time with people in the community. So I am super pumped about that. Let's see, they're talking about Boston. Hey, there's Los. It was great to get to meet him. I did not get to hang out with him very long, other than just at the during when we were all at the yard. But it was super awesome to meet him in person. And the cat is going to drive me crazy. I know. And yeah, it's just been a fantastic time. Unruly, what's going on, my friend? But since then, so Friday at the con, I got to Chicago on Thursday. Friday at the con, I started out with mostly hanging out with my nephew and my sister for a while. My sister kind of like regrets just buying one pass for the day she was taking my nephew because she didn't really get to do anything. I think next time she's going to try to come a day and then bring him maybe a day. And so you guys that didn't really get to meet her and hang out would get to meet her and hang out because she's a good time. So, but there's Geek Aficionado. I was just talking about you. It was awesome to meet you earlier. Yeah, definitely meeting the people was the best part of the con. I kind of put that in my title. Great books, better people. It was definitely the people that made the con fantastic. My nephew, who was 6, was a little overwhelmed by his first con experience. He didn't know what to think of all the cosplayers. My sister kept trying to get him to take pictures with cosplayers, and he wasn't having it. I think we got him for a couple. He wants to draw his own comic books. He draws all the time. And so she was wanting to take him to some artists, and he got super shy, and he just wasn't quite ready. But I'm looking forward to the next couple of years. I think he'll have a lot of fun. But so he was only there for maybe my first 4 hours of the con, and then they bailed. So then after that, Friday afternoon, evening, I hung out with the crew. And Saturday was all day with the crew, and then Sunday I was back at my sister's. But so it was a blast. I don't know, missed full streamer. Oh, catch the rewind. He was hanging out with okay. Yeah, and the best part was easily the now infamous yard 2 hours that we were basically there. When we all kind of got together as a group and just talked and chatted and drank a couple beers, and that was easily the best part of the con. It's not really even close. But there was a lot of other really cool, fun stuff that happened. I literally got to the con and we got there just like it opened at 10 and we got there about with my sister and stuff, probably about 10:15, 10:20, and pretty much had a very short line to get through security on Friday. Got there and we walked around for a little bit. I kind of messaged the guys that I was there, and we went over to get a signature because my sister was going to try to do that first thing. And then basically I messaged them and told them where I was at. And D-Runk and Bear Island and kind of NYC all come walking up. Kavi, George, and Adam come walking up. And it's not even 11 o'clock yet, and NYC has that TMNT number 1. He's like pulling it out of his bag, and I was just like, oh my gosh. It was literally not even an hour into the con. And, and if you watched this video earlier, the man did some crazy and amazing things. He got some awesome books. He got some awesome art that I'm super jealous of. And so happy for him. And it was just a blast. I didn't really do a whole lot, as you're going to see. I have just a few books. I only picked up a couple of books. I only got a couple sketches. I only got a few SIGs. I've kind of rolled a lot of that back. Mainly, I just wanted to hang out with the community, and that was goal accomplished. Friday night, we went to dinner. We went back. It just happened to be that Adam and myself and George and Kenny were all staying at the same hotel, and we had a AOK torpedo from Jay Hood that showed up at the hotel, was waiting on us, and he had stacks of books for all of us, and including a stack for my nephew, which I don't have with me. I left those with my sister and my nephew, which he was super excited about. I need to talk to Jay Hood later because my sister wants him to make a thank you card for him, so we can send that to him because Aiden's going to make you a thank you card. So he'll have his art on that, I'm pretty sure. So for the books and Jay Hood hit me up today. Hey, Brick Hunter. That one of the books he sent my nephew is on the hot list because of that DC versus Marvel whole series. I guess he gave that was some of the books he gave my nephew. So that was really cool of him. I really appreciate that. And so just real quick, nothing like major. I didn't get like a cool sketch like Bear Island yet. I'll have to get a J Hood sketch at some point though. Yes, he does. I know he was super disappointed. He ended up not getting to come to C2E2. Hopefully next year we'll get to hook up. I hope so, man. You can make it an annual part just because that's the one I'm going to go to because I have cheap housing. Edwin and Kyle. Yeah, you guys have some Elite Turtle book owners in here in the house. But so he sent me some Batman books, this Superman, Shazam 1 and 2, just some, a Batwoman 0, Batwoman number 1, for the New 52. He sent me, and he had a little note on us that he'd actually got this for me before it showed up in my AOK from Comic Books NYC, this Crisis on Infinite Earths number 1. But now I have a 9.8 slab and a raw copy I can read, and it just prompts me I need to finish my run on this that you guys have started for me. So at some point I got to get the rest of the Crisis books. I have this one, The Death of Supergirl, which is 7, I think, and The Death of Flash, which is 8. Or maybe I have this backwards. I think those are the 3 issues I got. I need to get the rest of this at some point. A book that I was super excited because I've seen this book, but I've seen people show this book, but I have never seen it anywhere to buy it because I would have. So I was super excited. You guys know I'm a bats and spiders collector. So like Spider-Man, Batman families, those are the things I collect. And Jay Hood sent me this, and it's in really fantastic shape. And this is just cool. I already rebagged it in Mylar, but it's got that nice, was it embossed? I forget, like the raised cover. Super excited. This was so cool that he sent me this. And because I had never found that in the wild. I had looked for it, but I had never found it in the wild. Going to this con multiple times. Yeah, like it's going to be a pretty steady one for me. Nice Geek, that's awesome. Read more. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. Just getting started with the books. And then the last thing he sent me was, so you guys know I'm a big Jenny Frinson fan. She does these little like judge a book by its cover, like cover little books where she has a bunch of these. This is her very first one that has some of her very first covers early on that I had never seen and didn't even know she had. So this was kind of a cool thing, and it was signed that he had sent me. So that was cool. That was a cool addition. So it's super exciting. Embossed, yes. So yeah, he did. Jay Hood pays attention. He picked really good stuff for all of us. So that was awesome. Let's see, where else do I want to go? The next thing was the other thing I got that evening. So you guys know that I was one of the first people, because I actually bought one in one of his auctions, to get a Comic Head 84 Kenny's original art sketch. He had done a Harley Quinn for me, but he'd forgotten to sign it. So I took it with me to C2E2 because Kenny was going to be there to get him to sign it. And I also got it DGC'd. So I got in red. I got Kenny to sign it in red next to Harley. And then I got this sweet 84 grade because it was a Comic Con 84 original art, DGC label. You got to love the DGC seal at the bottom and the holographic sticker and back of the label. So George just continues to crush it with DGC. I'm going to have to do this with all my sketch covers, I think. Get him to hook me up. I know he's talking about, going wider with his DGC. So hopefully there's an announcement coming with that. But he just crushing the label game. And so, yeah, DGC is killing the game. Looks like we got a couple more people coming in here. Mark Knapp, what's going on? Reed Moore, thank you for joining us. Rick Hunter, yes, it does. George is going to be, he's going to be overwhelmed if he's not careful. Unruly, I have to have a DGC slab or 3. Yeah. So those were kind of like the initial stuff. And really, there's not much else to my haul. I'll be honest. I did pick up, so one thing, I'm going to highlight this. I haven't read this yet. I will probably, if it's good, I will probably maybe do a review or something. You guys should let you know if you should check it out. This is a book that was basically an independently published book. It's Stormwave Entertainment, I guess. This is Treasures of the Deep Slumber. And the reason I picked this up is we went by the Sam Rivera, who is the writer on this. He used to work with my sister. She knows him. So we went by his booth. I decided to grab a copy of his #1. They're just getting started with this. So I decided to give it a try, support the guy. Seems like a really cool guy, but he used to work with my sister. So she knew him. She had actually was picking up a Kickstarter package where she'd supported his book. So she got all the Kickstarter stuff. So this is just coming out. This is his cover that he did. So he works with another guy, and they both do art and stuff. They're co-working on this. But so yeah, this is his cover. I need to get in a Mylar. I haven't done that yet, but because this bag's a little wrinkly. But so I'm looking forward to reading this. I'll let you guys know. But yeah, Sam Rivera is the guy's name, and it is Treasures of the Deep Slumber. So you might support him. Somebody trying to get into the industry, trying to get started. So I'll let you know if it's good. Hopefully it is. Let's see. Anything? Hey, Barrett is there. What's going on, Chris Barrett? Still getting started here. Just a few things. I've shown my DGC slab. I'll probably show that again at the end. So signatures. I only took 6 books in a trade to get signed. I only ended up getting 4 of them signed. I didn't stand in line for Clayton Crane. Every time I went by, his line was crazy, and I didn't mess with it. I was going to try to get. I had a Mr. Miracle. I had Tom King sign a few years ago, and I was going to try to get Mitch Gerards to sign it. But their line, you had to go through the line for both of them, and their line was crazy all the time, which I know people hate on Tom King, but his line was crazy busy. It seemed like every time I went by. So I didn't do either of those. So I ended up only getting 4 books signed and the trade. And I do have a funny story with one of those. Hey, what's going on, Chemist? Arsenio, thank you for joining us. Yeah, their line was stupid. Yeah, so I really didn't even try. So I can't really say I didn't. I did get my Batgirl #1 from the New 52 signed by Gail Simone, and if PlanetCon happens and Adam Hughes still comes with all the coronavirus stuff happening, I'm going to get Adam Hughes to sign this as well at PlanetCon. So, but yeah, love that gold signature with the gold over gloves and the thing. So just I was super happy to get that. I also got a couple of Jenny Frison signatures. Oh, there you go. We went late in the day. See, I don't think I even went back by there. Nice. Yeah. So yeah, hoping to get AH to kind of finish that. the car stuff going on. Yeah. So, the Miller Lite stuff. So I got Jenny Frison to sign a couple of my favorite Wonder Woman covers that aren't, these books aren't necessarily good enough, weren't in a good enough condition to slab, but I love her signature and excellent placement on that one. So got the Mylar glare going on there, but one of my favorites, Wonder Woman 25. And then the other book I got signed by Jenny Frison is Wonder Woman 10. And yeah, another one I just love. And she does such a good job with as Kavi said, she's really good about finding the right place on the book to do her signature, that it pops. Just two of my favorite covers from her that I got signed. And then the last one I got was I got Sean Gordon Murphy to sign my trade of White Knight. Because if I was going to take my number one, but I really would slab that if he was going to sign it. So, and I didn't want to mess with CGC, so I just had him sign the trade. And then I got him to sign, I'll put that back up there. Curse of the White Knight number one. So super excited about this. So funny story with my Sean Gordon Murphy. Yes, Gotham City Chronicles approved. And with my Sean Gordon Murphy experience. So I walked up to his table and like, see, at C2E2, sometimes the lines are back away from where the tables are. They usually put big people on the ends and then they have the line spaced like across the aisle. Well, I didn't even notice like, so I walk up and his table there's nobody there. And I see the sign and I'm talking to the guy who's like standing at his table. The handler guy, that's always standing there. And I'm just talking to him about like some of the stuff he has on his thing. Cause I was thinking about maybe getting something that he had and, he had some prints and stuff. And I was thinking about doing that. And I noticed on the sign he was going to be back in like 10 minutes. It was like back at 1:30, which I don't remember exactly what the time was or whatever. And I was like, oh, he's like, yeah, he's supposed to be back in a few minutes. I was like, oh, I might come back. So I walk off and meet up with the guys and we talk for a minute and I go back and I walk up there just as he walks up to the booth, like just as Sean walks up to the booth and he's talking to the guy on this side of like not behind the table, but in front of the table. He's talking to the handler guy and another guy that's his friend that I was maybe in the industry. I don't know. I didn't recognize him, but and then he says hello to me and I was like, hey, how's it going? And it's like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to be signing. And I was like, yeah, I just got a couple things and wanted to meet you. I really love the story. And so he walks around the table, starts talking to me, and like he signs my books, and I walk off. And they're like, and Kenny and George and Adam are all like, dude, you just call out that line. And I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, that line right there, you just jumped in front. And there's this line of like 40 people waiting for Sean Gordon Murphy to sign, and I totally just I just cut in front of all of them. And I totally didn't realize that's what I was doing at the time. But yeah, so that's how I got I was in line for Sean Murphy for like 30 seconds, and everyone else was waiting like online for forever. So I was probably getting cursed by the people in that line. Oh, 22-minute warning. Okay, so I'm at 22 minutes. That's good. I'm almost done. KP is now a notorious line cutter. Hey, whatever works sometimes. Whatever works. So those are my 6. Then I end up getting 2 sketch covers done. The first of which was by Rachel Rosenberg. There is her business card. She is a colorist, and she has some of the covers like that she's colored. I really like, or for people that I recognize. She works mainly as a colorist. She would actually, if you brought her a sketch like that somebody else had done, which I was too late, but the guy took too long on my other one, and I'll show in a second. Because originally I was going to go back and have her color it too, but she would color sketches, but she would also just do a sketch for you. And so she did a Captain Marvel for me. So, and colored it. So I was super happy with that. She did a great job and was very reasonably priced. So she would color. I think she would do a color for like if you see her at a con. I think she would color it for $30. If you had a sketch. So, but no, super happy with that. So she did a Captain Marvel for me, and then what you gonna do about it? And then let's see, Jordan Gunderson. See if I can get the focus. Maybe not. Between the Mylar. Anyway, Jordan Gunderson. He did a Poison Ivy for me. Unfortunately, he took till right before I had to leave, so I didn't get on Saturday. So I didn't get a chance to have Rachel color this one for me, but still love this Poison Ivy. Super happy with how it turned out too. So, no, not Flores Henderson. Jordan Gunderson is his name. So, but anyway, I was super happy with how his Poison Ivy turned out. So those are the two sketch covers I got done. I'd originally planned to try to get like 3, maybe 4, but just didn't work out. I really didn't get to spend as much with all the hanging out I did and walking with other people to buy books. Like I didn't even mention, I was standing there when NYC and Kavi and Kenny came up with the AOK and finally made the decision on the Submariner. I was there when Adam was looking at the I'd kind of lost them when they actually went back and bought Adam's AOK, but I knew which books they were going back to get because I was there when they looked at them the first time. So just it was just so many fun and cool experiences. Thank you. Appreciate that. Arsenio, thanks. Geek and Ruli. Yeah, I'm super happy with both of those. It doesn't need color. No, it doesn't. I was just thinking about doing it. Like if I got it back. And you always win collectible paper. You always win. I'm almost at the end though, so yeah, maybe not. Bear. No. I'm probably not going to color it at this point. I'm kidding. Actually, I've never seen Barrett's artwork, so I don't know if he's got good artwork or not. So I did not get to dinner. I'm totally going to go past the 30 minutes that I was hoping to keep this to. Yeah, dinner Friday night was amazing. Sean Murphy was in the same hotel. So we were leaving and we were like, we're going to go get dinner. But we had to walk back to Kavi's hotel and get some stuff or whatever. When we got to the hotel and there was a restaurant there and we're like, we're all hungry. Let's just eat here. So we just ate in the hotel restaurant. And Sean Murphy was in there eating and Neil Adams came in and ate like a couple tables away. So that was kind of cool. I'll finish my books and then I'll probably tell a couple more stories. You guys know the main thing I went for was my main goal was to check a couple books or check a book off my oh yeah, that was close. It was close. Off my 2021 list. And really the book I'd been hunting the hardest right now was the ASM 31. But which is also on, of course, a part of the 50. And so that was kind of the book I was hunting the most right now. And I looked at a ton of copies. Like almost every dealer had a copy of ASM 31 or 2. I looked at a ton of copies. There were some way overpriced ones. There were some that just weren't in good enough condition for me. There were some that were way too high good of condition for me. I looked around, and finally I decided I went back after I looked at this one like 3 different times. I finally went back and pulled the trigger with a little negotiation help from the Don Dada himself. Pulled the trigger on this one. I'm thinking this is going to be right in, at the upper end, if not beyond my original targeted grade. I'm thinking it's at least probably a 6, and maybe with a press, it might be a little better. So super excited about that. So we are going to circle this dude, cross him off the list for 2020, and we're going to cross him off the what was that? That was Saturday, so that was the first. So 3, 1, 20, C2E2. So he has crossed off a little check mark in there. And we're going to go back to the 50, which is like my long-term thing. And we're checking off book number 5 on the 50. So the top 5 books on the 50 have all been snagged at this point. Don't know what the final grade on that's going to be, but we're going to 320. Put a little C2E2 on that one too. So we got that. But and take the Don Dada Masterclass. You know, not to underrate the Don Dada, but the Masterclass is know what you're looking at, look at the book, flip through it, make sure it's in the condition you think it is. Make sure that, you know, look at it really hard. Know what you want to pay, what you think is a reasonable, what you're willing to go. Go a little lower and see if they'll take it. And I mean, it's not that hard, but it is that hard because sometimes we all get caught up. We don't want to. I'm not the best negotiator, but it's, you know, it's a straightforward approach. The Don Dada knows what he wants. He knows what he's looking at. Yeah, it was not a steal, but it was a fair price. So like and this or the next book I'm going to show, neither one of them were steals, but I got them at a fair price. The nice thing was they were priced where you could negotiate to get them where you needed to make it happen. A lot of the books I looked at were not priced where you would have to negotiate just to get them to the point where you could negotiate. It was, yeah. And you got to be willing to walk. This is right. So I walked away from this one literally at least two times. Maybe 3. I'm trying to remember if I looked at if it was 3 times I walked away before I came back and got it. But I didn't really negotiate. The first couple times I just looked at it. I didn't really I negotiated once. Yeah. So, and then walked away and then came back. So we did negotiate the first time. He gave me a price and I came back and offered him cash at a little lower and got it done. So, I would say slightly underpriced, but not significantly so. It was pretty close to where it needed to be. And then the last book I picked up was another book that I really wasn't looking that hard for, but I stumbled across. And this one's probably not quite as nice. I think that one has a chance to be 6.5-ish. This one probably has a chance to be, I think it's at least a 6, maybe a 7, depending on how the clean and press goes. This, I think, with a clean and press is probably about a 6 at the max, but it had such good color. Again, the price was fair. It wasn't like, I didn't steal this by any means, but it was a fair price. So I have another book, which to circle off my 2021 list. So I managed to snag 2 books. So I managed to snag my first Gwen Stacy and the first cameo of Mary Jane Watson when she's hidden behind the flower. So I got both of those checked off my list for the year. So super happy about that. Yes, Goldilocks zone. That's a good way to put it. It was a good price. Yeah, you guys did get a good deal on that Submariner. C2E2. So another book. So 2 down, 4 to go, and it's only marked, so I'm doing pretty good. And then this book is also on the 50. It's not in the top 10 like the other one is, but it's in the top 15, number 14 on the 50. So that makes 3 books I've actually checked off the 50 this year already, which is pretty good. My goal for that was really mainly those 6 and maybe like 1 or 2 others, and I am doing good on that. C2E2. So another book checked off. Don't have the final grade on that one yet, but I'm hoping to get these cleaned and pressed and sent off before the end of the year, but I'm not in any hurry. I'm happy to have them as is. So super happy with snagging both of these guys. I've been very focused on this 50 list and on my that I didn't really buy any other stuff. I might be changing a little bit of that coming up. I'll talk about that in my Sunday live stream. Not really changing it, but just doing some other things as well. Thanks, Los. Hey, Simply Incredible Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Rag, what's going on there? There was not any hysteria at C2E2 that I saw. There was a lot of hand sanitizer. Yeah, that's true. Thank you, Kavi. So that was my C2E2 as far as books, signatures. Oh, one last thing. So the last thing I did before I left is I went back to the Jenny Frison table. Unlike Kavi, I did not come out with original art of her covers. I would have loved to have. Instead, I got one of her C2E2 exclusive prints. One of my favorite covers that she did the whole time. I keep saying one of my favorite. I love like almost all of her Wonder Woman covers, but I really love this one. So this will be going framed and will be behind me. It'll take its place. I usually try to get a print at a con. Get the color on that good. Like this is the silver version. So was happy to add that. So yeah, she does some exclusive prints for C2E2 that she only has at that con every year. This was actually last year's exclusive print. She had a couple left, but so I was super happy to add that. So that's it. That is all the stuff I had at the con. Everything else is just the people, and I showed a bunch of these pictures. I actually cleaned this up. I almost showed all of these the other night on Adam's channel, but I'm going to run through some pictures. This is when we first got there on Friday. We all went and got a beer before I went and hung out with my nephew. I did not. I think she didn't have any of the Metallica posters left, as far as I know, Los. But so was just hanging out with the guys. This was dinner on Friday night when we gave Kavi his 36 chambers sketch, and we saw Neil Adams come in, and so just hanging out on Friday night. This was earlier in the day. I think this was right before we went to the David Mack table, or right after, to get Bear's print or his original art from David Mack. This is the moment, if you guys have seen the jumping around, sorry, hit the wrong button. When they were getting their Spider-Gwen and Black Cat making the order for the sketches, and this is right when George said he was doing Spider-Gwen, and that was what Kavi was planning to do. So that was just a funny moment that I managed to capture on film. Here's Adam picking up his David Mack Catwoman and talking to David Mack. So that was awesome. That is such a gorgeous. Go watch this video. This picture doesn't do it justice. It's such a gorgeous watercolor. So good. There's Rachel, who did my Captain Marvel. Just some random shots of the con. Me and Adam. Another random shot of the con. I think I got rid of most of those. There's Comic Man Andy. Pinky's out, as always. The beard comb and waiting in the beer line. This whole time at the yard, which is what most of these pictures are, which is just so much fun. There's Geek. What's going on? Jimmy. That's awesome. There's D-Rock going in for the kiss, and yeah, you know. So Barrett was talking about that earlier. My man Kenny just hanging out. His #1 YouTube channel standing beside him. You know, I don't know why that was the case. Me and Kavi, Adam dropping in the photo bomb. Adam dropping in another photo bomb, which led to a pinky war, and just there's the beard comb again. It just defies, you know, gravity. There's the whole group shot. Well, everybody that was around when we took a group shot. We missed a few people in that. Issues walked up after we did that. It's awesome meeting him. Los, great meeting you, my friend. There's Issues in NYC. She would. Kavi photobombing. She would. That's why I left this in. There's me picking up the books. And yeah, I look really goofy in that photo. There's like the main part of the hall. There is Mr. Gordon Gunderson, who did my Poison Ivy, and yeah. So that is my haul and photos. Hey Sharon, what's going on? She, yes, so much fun was had. Oh, Biggie dropped in here. I know it's on. I've been going too long. But I wanted to kind of get through all of this. So so that was it. I don't really have anything else. I'll do like a super fast recap of the highlights. Sweet Batman Spider-Man was part of my J-Hood A-OK. I got my D-Runk DGC for my Comic Head 84 sketch cover, which I was super excited to get. I got a little Gail Simone signature. Got some Jenny Frison signatures. I cut the whole line for Sean Murphy to get him to sign my Batman White Knight. I got 2 sketch covers, a Captain Marvel, and a Poison Ivy. Super happy with both of those. And then the 2 big books that checked off my 2020 want list and the 50, my longer term want list. ASM 31 and ASM 25. First appearance of Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn, and the first cameo of Mary Jane Watson. So where she's hidden behind the flower. So I had a fantastic con. I got to meet a bunch of fantastic people in the community, hang out with them, hunt for books with them. It was just a blast. And thank you, Biggie. Yes, he is coming out. When? I do not know, Cameron, but it should be soon. I know he's been sick. He was originally going to try to get it out this week, but he's been sick since the con. So I don't think it's going to come this week, but I think it'll be, as soon as he's feeling better, I think he'll get that out there. So a little channel update before I go. So basically, on the drive back from C2E2, I had some stuff blow up at work. I've been putting in, I was technically off Monday, and I'm already caught up on hours. Like for missing Monday. I'm not going to have to take leave for Monday. And the next couple of days, and maybe even Saturday, are going to be crazy. So I am taking a second week in a row, I know, off from the top 10 list, or from the look back, and probably from the look ahead too. I may try to do that depending on how, if we get done on Friday with what's going on, I may try to do the look ahead, but I am definitely taking a second week off in a row from the look back. I'm not up for it. I don't have the time or energy. I'm literally going to go watch part of the Common Core show, and go to bed. And then I'm going to be up and gone by 6 a.m. in the morning, headed to the river. So, yeah. It's just not going to happen this week. My apologies. So the next time you see me will probably be my Sunday live stream. And I have a couple things I'm going to talk about there. And then Monday, although I haven't confirmed since C2E2, Collecting Smart should be back. We'll have a little bigger panel than before, and it's kind of a follow-up to our last one. We were talking about money and comics and that kind of stuff, and it's kind of a follow-up subject. So we're going to be doing that on Monday. If you guys want to join us, it'll be myself, the Boy Who Had 7, and a couple of special guests. And actually, Big Will may be coming back as well, and plus maybe a couple more people. So that's coming Monday. I know I better not say, or TJ will be pissed. It's just not going to happen this week. Work is getting in the way. So I'll apologize to TJ later, and I'll try to make up for it by getting one out next week. So with that, I want to thank you guys for joining me. This took way longer than I was hoping. But hey, I had a blast. C2E2 was so much fun. Looking forward to Planet Con, although there's not going to be nearly as many members of the community. If you're going to Planet Con in Kansas City here in a couple weeks, let me know. I'd be happy to meet you, hang out, because that was easily the best part of C2E2 was hanging out, meeting everybody, hanging out with everybody. But I don't think very many people in the community actually go to Planet. So JD and Burke, I think, are about it. Daymares, I think, is going to be there. But beyond that, I don't know of anybody. And it's if Planet still happens. I know the Emerald City is, everybody and their brother is canceling on Emerald City right now. But there's also, that's where the virus is at. Like, there's already like cases and a bunch of cases and people that have it there. So I get that's why in the Seattle area. We'll see what happens in Kansas City. So with that, I'm going to say later, everybody. Thanks again. Thanks. I hit 700 subs while I was gone at C2E2. So thank you for that. Although I think I'm back down to 701 because I've been making videos. So, but I appreciate it. And we will catch you guys next time. Later.